PrizePicks continues to be one of the most fun, easy, and flexible ways to make some money watching fights. It is not sports betting, which means if you're watching this and you live in a state where you can't bet on sports, well, you have DraftKings Fantasy. And that's exactly what it is. It's daily fantasy. You come in here, you say more or less than the numbers you see on the screen, and you can make some very good money doing it. They'll even give you free money to try. The only thing you need to do is go to wewantpicks.com/prizepicks. Use promo code WWP, and they will give you free money. Build yourself a nice little $5 entry, which I'm about to give you, and they'll give you $50 instantly. Instantly. Build a $5 entry, which again, I'm about to give you. And then 3 seconds later, you have $50 in your account that you can do whatever you want with. WeWantPicks.com/PrizePicks, promo code WWP. I'm going to focus on UFC, specifically UFC Vegas 99. You can see across the top, this is every sport. Every imaginable sport, even video games, which I will never know how that works. Darts was on here at one point. It makes no sense, but if you want to do those, you can. But let's focus on UFC. There is some PFL mixed in here if we go to strikes. This is all PFL. I'm going to leave PFL alone, but by all means, do what you want. But let's focus on UFC Vegas 99. We're going to start with significant strikes. I actually do love Kyler Phillips more right off the rip. 63.5 significant strikes is a low number. It does not take very long to see that in his last fight, he landed well over 100 significant strikes. In these last few years, Kyler Phillips has been a cardio machine. He comes forward. He's busy as hell. He stays in your face. He's fighting a striker that is just going to want to box with him the whole time. A striker who's not dangerous. So Kyler doesn't even have to worry about, oh God, here comes a left hook from pillow-fisted Rob Font. Kyler Phillips should be able to get this win pretty easily, pretty straightforward with a ton of volume. I love the more on his significant strike line. The rest of these are tricky. Robelis Despaigne, 18.5. That seems like such a low number. But look at his fight history. The guy is not landing anywhere near that amount of significant strikes. And you say, oh, let me do the less. But that's tricky because all of a sudden he gets a flurry going on Austen Lane. He lands 20 strikes and he still gets to finish in 3 minutes. So I'm going to leave that alone. The lady fights, typically an over would make some sense. But Melissa Martinez is coming back after a 2-year layoff. Her opponent's going to look to hold her against the cage and take her down. Elise Reed fighting a crafty veteran. Jocelyn Edwards fighting a bowling ball. Like they're all just so tricky. Jean Matsumoto fighting a 2-time Ultimate Fighter winner, a veteran. 60 significant strikes. It's hard to tell because his only UFC fight, he was taken down 9 times. So we're going to leave the rest of these alone. Asu Almabayev could just be wrestling nonstop. Charles Johnson is a guy that the over is something you can do consistently, but he finished Josh Van and Sumaderji gets finished. So again, we're just going to leave the rest of these alone. If you look at strikes, this is not significant strikes, just total every little pitter-patter strike. We're going to leave this alone because I'm not well-versed enough in PFL to give out any meaningful advice. Fight minutes up top is PFL. Down below, UFC. Very limited options here. I'm filming this on Thursday. Come Friday, Saturday, there are more options. The problem, though, is a lot of the value goes away. We love this Kyler Phillips strike line. It is not out of the realm of possibility that come Friday and Saturday, this Kyler Phillips strike line looks very different. And all of a sudden, it's not value anymore. So that's why I like to do these early. I'd rather have a smaller entry early than wait, lose some value, and build something bigger. If we look at fight minutes, Anthony Hernandez, 11.25. The more should be good there, but the way that Michel Pereira has looked recently, you got to leave it alone. The guy has just been destroying people. Robelis Despaigne, 4 minutes. That's literally a perfect line. It's a perfect line. So we're going to leave these alone. If we go to fantasy score, what I like to do with fantasy score is find somebody who I either think is going to win, and it's for some reason an oddly no number, but for the most part, I like to find a juiced favorite that I don't think is going to win. But I think all of these people win except Melissa Martinez, but her number is so low that I'm just going to leave it. Charles Johnson is a guy that should win, but again, if we look at the scoring chart, he's going to need takedowns to really cover some of that because significant strikes are 0.6 points. So I don't really love Charles Johnson almost at 90 fantasy points. I don't think Fluffy Hernandez wins, so we can do the less there if that was something that you were confident in. But what I'm going to do is we're going to go to the takedowns, and we're going to do less on Daniel Pineda's 1.5 takedowns. He does wrestle early. He's a decent wrestler, but go through his fight history. He has only ever gotten 2 takedowns in one of his UFC fights. 1. And Darren Elkins is a good wrestler, probably the better wrestler in this matchup. So I don't think Daniel Pineda is going to get he might get one, but I don't think he's going to get 2 takedowns. So for that reason, we're doing the less. And this is a power play. $20 wins you 60. You 3 times your money. $10 wins you 30. If you do that $5 entry, throw $5 at this. They will instantly give you 50. If you win, you get 15 from this and you're good to go. If you lose, well, you lost your 5, but you have 50 in your account, so you're up $45. It's a no-brainer. WeWantPicks.com/PrizePicks, promo code WWW.